Hey guys, so after I posted my video about being a self-proclaimed bridezilla a few weeks ago, I got tons of questions about wedding planning. If you haven't seen that video yet, you can find it right here on my channel. And let me add, I wasn't joking when I said I could probably be my wedding planner, Mindy Weiss's executive assistant, especially after everything that I learned from her during the planning process. I decided to put together all of the popular questions I have been asked about weddings and answer them right here for you guys right now. Check it out. Okay, first question. I just got engaged and feel like I don't even know where to start. What was the first thing you did? Okay, well, the very first thing we did, we called all of our family members. I think I called my publicist, Susan. You know who Sue is for all of my subscribers out there. You know what we did? We really just enjoyed the moment. Even though it may seem like we just got engaged and went straight to the altar, that wasn't the case. We, didn't even plan it until maybe like 6 months in. My timeline could be off. I highly suggest that you hire a photographer right when you get engaged, because you guys are at your happiest moments. You've got the butterflies, you've got that honeymoon stage, you just are so ecstatic to have this future together. And I think it's important to document. Telling you, for all my girls out there, if your engagement is not necessarily huge and fun and spectacular, you still have to take pictures. This is a great moment. And for all of the men out there who hate taking pictures, they actually secretly really love it, especially during this time. Now's the time to take the pictures, people. My advice is to capture the moment. Hire a photographer soon after the engagement and, enjoy the time together. There's no rush to the altar. Do you think it's a must to have a wedding planner? Okay, so it just depends, you guys. Look, if you're like me and you are OCD and controlling and you just want to, you have a vision, either dreaming of since you were a little girl or you want a Pinterest wedding, I'm not sure if it's necessary to hire a wedding planner, but what I would hire is an assistant or two, or maybe three. I would not use your friends or family members because you can't boss them around and without them giving you shit back in return. And I would hire somebody who can help with seating charts and making phone calls, or if anything, maybe hire somebody who works in the wedding, I don't know, an executive personal assistant. It sounds so bougie, but you definitely need help. You can't do it alone. And you also don't want to rely on your friends and family members at the end of the day. You want to be able to not feel bad for giving them work and tasks and a to-do list, right? So you want everyone just to have fun, relax. You know what, honestly, a wedding planner does help when it comes to deals, when it comes to, there's a lot that goes into a wedding. You got to rent the furniture. You got to figure out a DJ. You have to figure out the seating chart. You have to figure out, you're going to have a budget, and you want to be able to really budget out everything. You don't want to overspend. And sometimes the advantage of having a wedding planner is that, they get certain deals and you want to be able to do that. Actually, I changed my mind. I think a wedding planner can come in handy for sure. Question number 3, what are your tips for a perfect first dance? Okay, hire 2 instructors, a girl and a guy, or a guy and a guy, or a girl, doesn't matter the gender, right? The point is that you each want to have a dance teacher to yourself. It really does help the process, because then you end up fighting if one steps on each other's feet, and you want to be able to have this moment together and make it a pleasurable experience. I hired chaperones on my end. I just wouldn't dare. Don't ever leave me alone in a dance studio with my husband, unless if you want to not last. Okay, so I knew this already. It was very important that I acknowledge the fact that I may not be the most patient dance teacher ever. This is also, a way to start becoming a team. So it's important to enjoy the moment. I wish I would have enjoyed it a little more. I didn't want my perfectionism, Cheryl, to kick in, because at the end of the day, you guys, it's not necessarily about the dance steps. It's about the chemistry that the two of you have on the dance floor, okay? If you mess up, only you know you've messed up. No one knows your routine. Take a breath, don't fixate on it, and just move on. The show must go on. Question number 4. How did you decide how many people to have in your wedding party? You basically can probably have all your friends and all your closest friends and all your family members and all your step family members. Look, at a point, it just gets too much, right? So you need to have the necessities. You've got you know, the ring bearer, the flower girls, the bridesmaids. You could even do junior bridesmaid. That's something that I did. And you've got your matron of honor, your best man, whatever it may be, right? But I think it's important that you truly pick the people who are really close to you to be a part of your wedding party. People who you know will always and forever be a part of your life. And at the end of the day, you know who you're closest to. Don't worry about other people's feelings. It's your day, it's not their day. Like my husband was also going through a little bit of like he was a little torn because he's like, who do I make my best man? Is it going to be Joey or is it going to be Andy, his brothers? So he made both of them his best men. You know, at the end of the day, I had, you know, my set men as bridesmen because, you know, I'm really close to a lot of my guy friends more than girlfriends. So I had my sister Nicole, I had Kim Hershevek, and I had Tony and CJ and Jerry and Paul. There are no rules, you guys. There are no rules. Throw whatever you think the rules are out the window and just make it special and unique because of just who you are as a person. That's what makes a wedding special. It's not about the materialistic like props, right? It's not about that. What makes it so special, like I'll never forget seeing like Tony and CJ and Jerry and Paul walking down the aisle together. And look, at the end of the day, again, you get married once, you do you. Number 5. Is there anything you wish you had done differently? Okay, I can name one, even though I take pride in saying that I didn't forget a thing, but I wish I would have actually had my wedding earlier because there's curfews. You guys have to remember, if you're doing this at a hotel like we did this at the Fairmont Grand Del Mar. Shout out to them, you guys are awesome. But, you know, most of the time, well-known hotels, they do have curfews. So you want to make sure you time it all out. If you're going to spend most of your money on, let's say, the reception, right? So we did. We spent most of our money on like the dance floor, the beautiful tent, the, you know, just like the stage area. We were only there for maybe less than 2.5 hours, maybe less than 2 hours. It was such a shame. So look, it was worth it, but I wish we would have just pushed our wedding up a few hours. That's all. Next question. Do you have any tips to make my wedding unique and special? It's honestly already unique and special. There's nothing as far as materialistic items go, props. It's not about that. For me, it's all about, okay, maybe it's about one thing, the lighting. Lighting is very important. You don't want people to feel like, you know, after a few drinks, they're gonna look all sweaty and clammy. You gotta have some nice, proper lighting, people. You can't be using the house lights. That's not okay. Music is key. You want music to constantly be playing, no matter what. And so you kind of have to like be able to go with the flow. If the vibe, you know, if people are not feeling it, change it really quick. You know, you want people to have fun, right? So that's important. It's all about how you make people feel. That's what is memorable, and that's what makes your wedding unique and special, okay? How did you know your dress was the one? Did you cry? Well, dresses. Okay, so this was a challenge, right? I just knew what I wanted because at the end of the day, I am like so privileged to be able to get dresses made for me on Dancing with the Stars. And so I just wanted to look exactly the opposite, right? People probably expected me to walk down the aisle looking like a mirror ball trophy, but instead I wanted to be in a plain, sleek, beautiful dress. But yes, you know, when I finally found the designer and the dress, I just knew right away that this was it. And I'm not a big crier, but I definitely got emotional. Next question. My dad also has passed away. Did you do anything special to honor your dad at your wedding since he couldn't walk you down the aisle? Oh, well, you know, I call my stepdad Dad to this day, and he is truly such a special soul, and he walked me down the aisle. But yes, I had a picture of my real father, not only on my bouquet of flowers that I walked down with. Leah, good little touch. Brownie point gold star for you. Check. She basically made this beautiful like crochet like bracelet with my dad's picture. He was right here at the base of the my actual bouquet of flowers, and it was really sweet because he was with me at all times. And he also had his own seat, front row, of course, front and center. I had a picture frame of my dad there as well. So I totally felt his spirit and his soul there with me. It was so touching. It was really, really nice to at least be able to have him with me during that day. Did you go on your honeymoon right away? You can check more out here on my channel. And yes, we basically went a couple days later. Look, I'm so happy we went right away because that was when the pandemic hit short after. We went to South Africa and to the Seychelles. You can check that out here on my YouTube channel, and I highly suggest that when you do go, you go straight away, because if you just keep procrastinating or you like, oh, we'll go the following year, no, you'll never go. Mark my words. Go straight away. Okay, so this is what comes of you when you're married. A pup. Next, did you have a bridal shower and bachelorette party? Absolutely. My matron of honor, Leah Remini, hosted the bridal shower, and the bachelorette party was hosted by my bridesmaid, one and only, aka Mouse, my sister, Nicole Wolf. And it was interesting because I actually got a lot of controversy for my bachelorette party on my Instagram because they made me a penis cake. Oh, they didn't make me, actually. J&L Cakes made me this amazing penis cake. It was amazing. The taste of it, great, and the look of it, huge. People didn't like it. They didn't like the picture, even though they knew it was a bachelorette party. They were anti-penis cake, but I loved it. I thought that was the highlight. Any tips for brides whose wedding plans have changed because of COVID? Listen, you're gonna be saving money, right? You can't have as many people, maybe? Is that the new rule? I mean, I think now that we can all get vaccinated, I think it could be a lot better, but at the end of the day, no one wants that many people at their wedding. Most of them are your parents' friends anyway, so the smaller the better. You're gonna have an amazing wedding. At the end of the day, it's just about you and your hubby anyway, right? Or your hubby-to-be. What do you think of destination weddings? Well, funny you ask, because Matt and I, we were gonna get married in the Philippines, in Palawan. Palawan is this beautiful island in the Philippines. This was pre-COVID, obviously, and it was amazing. And that's where actually Matt asked my parents for my hand in marriage. It was so beautiful. It's like an island that looks like it's your own private island in the Philippines. Philippines has over like 700 or 800 islands total, so can't go wrong. And with the destination wedding, in a way, I think you do save money because you don't need to invite as many people. And people, most of them probably will RSVP yes and not show up. So that's actually really rude. Don't do that. But destination weddings, I'm not opposed. I say whatever tickles your pickle. Any tips for deciding what to include in your budget, or any tips for keeping track of your budget? I love spreadsheets. I am OCD. I love note-taking. I love anything that looks like an Excel sheet. You know, I choose to spend money on things that are like most important to me. For example, the dance floor, the other floor that we got married on, the fountain that turned into a runway. The ambiance is what you want to spend your money on. What was the thing that you and Matt really disagreed with when planning your wedding? What was he most and least helpful with? Well, you know, I think the only thing that we disagreed on was about, what was it? No, I don't think it was really anything. Matt was pretty awesome. Matt let me kind of just take over. As long as I kept him in the loop, he was totally fine with whatever. What was the most and least helpful? Okay, so he was least helpful with rhinestoning, but I didn't really want him there, to be quite honest, because the glue of the rhinestone, E6000, didn't sit well with his headaches, and the smell of it was pretty intense. What was he most helpful with? He was most helpful with staying out of it. I must say. Look, at the end of the day, us brides kind of just want to have the freedom, right? Like, can you imagine if both you and your husband were bridezillas and a groomzilla? Oh, question. Has anyone ever been a groomzilla before? Raise your hand. Let me know in the comments below. What was your favorite part of wedding planning? Honestly, I loved choosing the venue. The venue was so fun because you do this with your hubby-to-be. You guys can go to all these magical places. Like I said earlier, you know, we checked out so many different venues. We went to Ojai. We thought we were going to get married at the Ojai Valley Inn, but then, you know, a couple weeks in, we were like, you know what, the Fairmont Grand Del Mar is beautiful, and they were just totally down for us to do whatever we wanted. Like, actually, like, we totally pushed the boundaries in a way, and in a good way, because they've never had anyone get married on top of their fountain before, and it's just a beautiful hotel. And you always want to make sure that the venue, the person you're dealing with, is accommodating. I hope this video answered some of your wedding questions and can maybe help all of you brides that are about to be brides plan the wedding of your dreams. I'd love to hear from all of you in the comments below. If you have any wedding tips to share, please do. If you like this video, please click that little thumbs up and let me know if you want to know more about weddings or anything else you want to see right here on my channel. I've got some new and exciting videos coming every single week, so make sure you subscribe and click that little bell notification to know when they are posted. Sending you all so much love and light. Bye.